Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with your friends. Get your gaming goodness every Saturday. My name's Dawn Blight, and joining me on the couch for the first episode back in 2020, I nearly said 19, of course I did, Kieran Marchant.
Hi guys, it's 2020, unlike all of our vision.
It's funny because it's true. Also, Ashley Holden, he wears glasses. We all wears glasses. That's the...
It's true. I'm excited to be here to talk about the new Fire Emblem character that's in Smash. Brand new game, under the radar game. Never been in Smash before. Crazy.
Spoilers: we will be not talking about the Smash news because none of us care. What? You want to tell me you suddenly care?
No, I don't care. I don't.
Exactly.
No. I was just, it's nice. You could have feigned some interest. Could have been like, oh, you Sakurai, what are you up to this time with your Fire Emblem characters?
Tell you what, though, he likes talking. If you watch that direct, he spent a good 5 minutes explaining that you can count binary numbers with your fingers.
Excuse me?
That was the thing that he spent time on.
Sounds educational.
Maybe I should be watching these. I could be learning things. Today on the show, though, we're not really going to be talking about much news. We're going to be talking mostly about what we've been playing while we was on our little Christmassy break. Well, it's not really Christmas. We didn't take Christmas. Holiday break. Yeah, holiday break. And then we'll go over a couple news items, mainly what's been happening over in Delay Town, which is the biggest thing popping off in 2020 so far. But where we'll start with...
Actually, we didn't take a break. It's just that all these episodes got delayed.
Incorrect. Don't make those jokes. I want people to know that we do take breaks, and the Explosion Network is
no
not
crunch.
No crunch here. What Ash chose to do in his break is his own choice.
And if that's because he didn't work hard enough during our scheduled working period,
That was still his fault.
That's his fault.
Not my fault, not Kieran's fault.
I'm sure that's exactly the same. That's exactly the same response the executives give. No?
No.
Well,
if you have to give up your weekend because you didn't get the incredibly large load of work done that we expected you to do in the not enough amount of time.
Those developers aren't self-motivated with what they're doing. It's not like they were like, I'm going to write an article about this and then decide not to do it in time.
Don't know what you're talking about. ExplosionNetwork.com.
They're out now, so yeah, definitely go there.
All right, one piece I'll start with the piece of news this week. It's the Pokemon news. The main one I want to talk about, obviously, is the expansion stuff because that's interesting. But I will quickly note that they're remaking Mystery Dungeon, which was the other announcement in the thing, which I'm excited for because I played those. I haven't played all of them, but I played the original ones and the sequels when I was a kid. And I still own the original one. I still own my original cartridge for it. So I'll probably jump into that. There's a demo out for it now. I haven't had a chance to download it and play it. I'm probably going to try and download and play it anyway. It just looks like the same game except for an updated graphic style. So cool team. The biggest Pokemon news, though, which shockingly upset Pokemon fans. 2020 was not a year and change for changing how Pokemon fans take Pokemon news. So IGN writes, Pokemon Sword and Shield's recently announced expansion pass Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra is packed with more story, new characters, additional outfits, a slew of legendaries, and over 200 Pokemon rolled out over both DLC packs for a total of $29.99. I think it's like $45 in Australia or something. You can still get these 200 Pokemon added through Pokemon Home or trading, but to catch them in-game, you'll need to pay for the DLC, and some fans are miffed by the perceived paywall. Reactions have been mixed, but personally I think Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC is a better alternative to having to buy a new, enhanced version of the game, e.g. Ultra Sun and Moon. It's another step in Game Freak modernizing the franchise for the better. So who wrote this? Janet Garcia. Good on you, Janet Garcia. DLC is more effective than enhanced versions, they write. Upgrades aren't new to the Pokemon franchise. They've always been a series staple since Pokemon Yellow added Pikachu as a starter and stuffed it into adorable yellow cartridge. And while these enhanced versions generally improve the base games, the core progression story differences aren't always significant. So buying and playing another game just to enjoy specific features feels like it would have been an investment. especially with Pokemon Sword and Shield being a full-priced console game. So they put out... So this is the thing. They put out the trailer. Trailer was cool. It shows a bunch of concept art for the most part about the new places you're going to be able to go on both these expansion passes. Revealed some new Pokemon. Really cool Galarian forms of like Moltres and the original legendary birds and stuff. So that was sick. The rocks were seen in the trailer as well. Some new legendaries in the trailer as well. New Galarian forms, including Slowpoke, which you can actually get in the game right now without paying for the DLC. ExplosionNetwork.com, it tells you how to get
How
it.
do you do that, Dylan?
Yeah. My brain was like, I like the trailer. I'm like that this is the route they're going, and I 100% I'm in the camp of, well, this just replaces a potential sequel type thing. They're just like, we'll charge you less than a full game for maybe not a perceived full game's worth of content, but a whole bunch of new stuff, new place to explore, new gym leaders to battle, all this sort of stuff. This is the way I would prefer Pokemon to go for.
Wouldn't that just be better anyway? Like, just like to have, like, I've always felt that in general, Pokemon games aren't long enough. They're all about this journey of training to become the strongest gym leader, but it's not that long a runtime, so you never feel like you go on that totally amazing journey. So it just kind of stops all of a sudden. You're like, oh, okay, I've got endgame content. Now that there's more for your character to explore and do after it and continue that journey on as the same character, I think it's really cool. I think they have never had access to be able to do this in the past. This is the first Pokemon game on a proper console that has the ability to do this sort of thing. I think this is just evolution that Pokemon's going through. And I didn't actually read any articles beforehand because I only just heard the general social media buzz that Pokemon's releasing DLC. General population of the Pokemon community is pissed. And it's like, oh, okay, sure. I think the only thing I ever find a little weird is that people had previously found evidence of Pokemon that will be released in the 200 already being coded into the game. Which some people would say, well, that's paywalling it. That's just but it's just them being prepared. Of course, they were going to have some of this shit, if not all of it, already ready to go before they even released the full game. They've got to have something to have. This is how long's Pokemon Sword and Shield been out now? It's November, so 3 months.
Yeah.
Yep. So to already be okay, cool. This is what you're getting now. This is the next stage of that.
The first DLC doesn't come out till June, and then the last one doesn't have a release date yet, but it's probably going to be the end of the year.
Yep. So you give it 6 month cycles, and that does a whole lot of things. Like, it not only will shake up the gameplay for your stock standard players, it's just playing through the Pokemon games. It'll also tweak and change the metas of the people who play Pokemon more competitively. I think it just adds life to the game, right? And when you look at games like The Division or Destiny 2, where there is constant events and constant things happening with those games, you're like...
I saw Ash do a little sly thing, and I'm like, what are you trying to say, motherfucker?
I'm waiting for Arcade Couch, actually, to burst.
I saw his lip turn up.
Why wasn't this all out when they first put out the game?
Because they haven't finished it yet.
Should have delayed the game. I just don't understand the fan outrage about the DLC. It just seems weird. It's so outdated and everything. I mean, why would you want to buy an entirely new version of the game in like a year's time instead of getting paid DLC? I mean, and it sounds like they're going to be improving like the raid system that they implemented this generation with all the dens or whatever. They're adding different elements to that, so even more multiplayer reasons to play the game. I think this is great. I could understand these National Dex people being still upset that there's not every single freaking Pokemon in there, but what are you going to do?
But doesn't this give hope that eventually the game will have every single Pokemon?
Yeah, but they have to pay for it. No. I
mean, they may have to pay. Also, in case anyone isn't aware, most most developers, when they're making a game, if they're planning to make DLC for it, that's part of the overall structure, like for the game going forward. You know, like that's put into like, you know, we'll finish the game by this point, we'll have a break, and then we'll come back and finish the DLC. And like that's part of the overall plan. It's not like they like finished it all. The people who believe they finish all of this, they then go complete game, scissors, cut off the end. We'll move that over here and make that a separate thing. That's not how it works. But
No.
just because they're in the pre-production side of it at the same time as the full-on production of the main game doesn't actually make it a part of the main game. It just means they're a company and they're fucking planning and working on things at the same time. And having a vision of we'll release DLC later is a pretty common fucking thing that happens in all, you know, most games.
To be fair, the majority of the Pokemon player base has been on a platform that didn't have DLC. So, you know, maybe they're just
welcome to the real world, guy.
Welcome to 2020.
Mm.
We have DLC. You download things,
Your game can be updated and stuff on the fly.
and there's not
It's
every
crazy.
single Pokemon on the game.
Crazy concept.
Oh.
Crazy
Oof.
concept. I know.
Oof.
Either way, I'm fine with it. I thought it looked cool.
You know what?
Whatever.
This DLC actually made me want to buy the game.
Why? What part?
Like, just not even just the idea that there's going to be continual content, because as I said in my opening section, that for me, Pokemon games always felt kind of short. And, you know, there's something that I would generally binge play, which is probably a bad thing, where it would just, you know, you'd smash through everything and it'd just be over. The fact that there's going to be more content available to play through as it goes forward and it's going to be expanded, I think that's really cool. I think that's really great, and that gives more options to play with Pokemon and to continue that adventure and that story. No matter how great or poorly written it is, I still think it's Pokemon, and that's really cool.
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. So moving from
Digimon.
Pallet Town to Delay Town, 3 games have been delayed over the past week and a half, I guess. But
4
what did I miss? Oh,
Best Friends Forever from Star Cult has been
fuck
delayed.
yeah, I forgot. Damn, yeah, I forgot about that. That was this morning, right? Yeah, Best Friends. Yeah, we'll get that one out. Best Friends Forever was delayed a month. That's sad, but you know, obviously it's fine. They're a small indie team as well. I saw on Twitter that one of the developers they're like, "Oh, we're sorry." I'm like, it's fine. I mean, obviously they missed the whole Valentine's Day thing, which is a bit like
Yeah, which would have been good timing. Yeah, but
good timing for the game, but anyway. Yeah. So looking forward to that. It also annoys me because I was going to put that on on our article for.
You could almost say it was rather anticipated.
Yeah, I was going to say I had to lead it off that. All right, so other games that are delayed. Start with the Square Enix stuff. Marvel's Avengers has been delayed. The Crystal Dynamics has announced Marvel's Avengers has been delayed. Writes IGN, the developer made the announcement today that the game's release date has been pushed back to September 4th, 2020, so several months. Saying, quote, "When we set out to bring you our vision for Marvel's Avengers, we committed to delivering an original story-driven campaign, engaging co-op and compelling content for years to come. To that end, we will spend this additional development time focusing on fine-tuning and polishing the game to the high standards of our fans expect and deserve." So, yeah, push from May 15th to September 4th. To me, this is the most unshocking because I was someone, obviously, who wasn't very impressed with what I played at PAX, and when they announced they delayed it, I was like, yeah, good. Like, because I was not happy with what I played, so hopefully they can make the game more fun. That would be a good place to start. How does anyone else feel about this? Ash, she was obviously looking forward to this, I feel, so.
yeah, but I mean, delays happen. I mean, it makes sense to like move to from a purely business perspective. It's probably smart to move it out of that crowded, that one was once crowded.
Was it
area
crowded?
Of
No
April,
longer
March,
crowded.
May. And yeah, I mean, it might be good to like move it to further past, like for Marvel overall, like in the back end of the year, we're only getting one Marvel movie this first half of the year, whereas last year we got a couple. So maybe people will be like, "Oh, I really missed the Avengers," and then they'll like pick the game up. I mean, it's interesting movie September, and why wouldn't you just move it to unless they know that something we don't till like November or whenever the
next gen consoles,
next gen console are coming out and launch at the same time. But
all of these
who knows?
delays play very close to the line. A couple of them with the next gen territory type stuff. So the other Square Enix published, of course, is Avengers, but official Square Enix game. Final Fantasy VII Remake has been delayed to April 10th. It was originally scheduled for release on March 3rd. In press release, producer Yoshiniro Kitase provided a statement saying, quote, "We know that many of you are looking forward to seeing the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake and have been waiting patiently to experience what we have been working on in order to ensure we deliver a game that is in line with our vision and the quality that our fans will be waiting to deserve. We have decided to move the release date to April 10th, 2020. We are making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish to the game and to deliver to you with the best possible experience. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little bit longer." This one isn't that big of a deal. It's a couple weeks. Cool.
It's not too bad. It's interesting that it's been delayed. This is the second movement in 2020, right? Because it was supposed to be
I think
end of January, early Feb.
I think it's something like that. Yeah.
And then it's been moved back twice now. So it's interesting that they need to, that there's so much polish on a game that I'm really interested to see how big this game actually is. Like, considering the portion of Final Fantasy VII that it takes place in, how big this is going to be in itself, that they're needing so much to put polish on it. I just find that very interesting.
I mean, that's my biggest question for the game is how do they make the entire game out of such a small portion of the original game? So, yeah. To me, if they're like saying we only need a couple weeks, that just very much seems like there's obviously like...
It's like bugs or something like that.
Yeah, there's a few key bugs they're trying to iron out. So everyone should be happy that they are doing this, obviously, because even if they are a few key bugs that only like 10% of people would experience, it's still like that 10% if they complain enough, all of a sudden the narrative becomes Final Fantasy VII Remake's broke at launch. Or, they put out early release codes for review, obviously. Reviewers run into that problem, all of a sudden it's getting a bad, like it's getting a 6 when it just because of a simple bug. So it obviously pays to just delay and fix a couple small bugs if that's all the problem is. But yeah, I think at the stage they're at in the game, obviously I'd say the whole game's done, obviously. It's playable. Just a couple bugs probably. And then the last one, the one that I'd say the one that disappointed, pissed off. I saw some people legit pissed off, so sure. Pissed off, but mostly to most people just disappointed them. Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed from its April release to September 17th, 2020. So that's a big delay. Pretty big delay. CG Projekt Red announced. CG Projekt Red published the following notes on its official Twitter account confirming the postponed launch of the upcoming sci-fi role-playing game. Cyberpunk 2077 won't make the April release window, and we're moving the launch date to September 17th, 2020. We're currently at a stage where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit, but due to the sheer scale and complexity, Jesus Christ, of it all, we need to make more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. Cyberpunk, they also, in a separate thing, or the same thing, that was a separate thing, they said that the multiplayer definitely won't be, like, because of the delay, it doesn't mean the multiplayer is suddenly going to be part of it. That's still 2021, apparently, so don't get your hopes up for that. But I guess sort of similarly to the Final Fantasy thing, but obviously quite a bit bigger. They're saying the whole game's playable. They can play through it all. They can do everything. I just think... obviously, there's a lot of bugs that they need to iron out. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like there's just a sheer amount of bugs that they're struggling to fix, so they've allowed themselves quite a lot of time to hopefully fix them all, I guess.
They don't want to be Fallout.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we all know that, open world games run into the most random problems. Issues, quite often. So it's like, and I always remember that story from the Fallout New Vegas, where there was that one bug for whatever reason. If you was wearing a hat when you walked into a town, your game crashed and whatever else. It's like, how do you even find that, and how do you find what causes it and fixes it, like because it all led back. Like you had to make this decision, then this decision, like it all like randomized decisions. So it's like Cyberpunk, obviously open world game, could run into similar sorts of things. Like, oh, if you do this mission, make this choice, speak to this character, all of a sudden the bug happens. But how the fuck do you piece that together to to find out it happens?
How do you find about that in advance? Yeah,
exactly.
I think it's actually this is all a ruse. The real secret is it's actually an Avengers tie-in. That's why it needs to come in.
Avengers tie-in? Fucking hell. I was pretty sad when this came out. Not because I was annoyed or disappointed in the developers. I was just, this was my most anticipated game of the year. And
it still is.
It still is. No, it still is. It's just... And I was, it's so close. It was April. It just felt that... And now September just feels so far away. I'm really interested with both this and Avengers being moved back to September because it's like, are you guys going to try and run the gambit and be on next-gen consoles as well as the current-gen consoles? Is that...
Or do they know something? Are they coming out September?
That could be pretty crazy if they does.
Is something coming out in September?
Yeah, is one of the two. And I think... it would be more likely that Xbox would be coming out September.
They announced holiday season, and holiday America isn't like, or whatever season they announced.
They
were
just
start till
we're
October,
gonna,
so
Big Daddy Phil's like, boys, we're gonna start holidays early.
Holiday, Father's Day.
Big Daddy Phil's like, we're starting the holidays in September, everyone. But I think. With the amount of complexity and the depth that would be in Night City, just with a standard, CD Projekt Red game, I'm like, yeah, take the time you need. Make sure it's polished. Make sure that you have your narrative sorted and you enjoy. It's not even going to be that. It's just make sure that people get to enjoy your narrative without being interrupted by crappy bugs that are going to stop them playing the game. I think more power to them, as long as, I don't think... Now with both of them, have they hit a hard wall where they can't go back again? Is the next generation a somewhat of a barrier to say they can't really be pushed back anymore?
They can push it as much as they want.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I think that, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't delay it to the launch week of the console because you'd probably get overshadowed slightly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think it makes much difference, especially if they're both backwards compatible anyway. It's like, if that's the world we're living in, it's less threatening than the last generation, I guess.
Do we know if PlayStation's backwards compatible, or is that just...
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As far as PS4 anyway. Like,
yeah, okay, yeah.
If they come out and announce it's going to play PS3
I don't think they're going to release this on PS3, so I'm not too concerned about that.
Maybe.
It'll run like crap.
Maybe.
Talking about Xbox though, so I love a story that dropped this week that was slightly interesting. Press Start writes, head of Xbox Game Studios Matt Booty, what a name by the way, has confirmed that MCV UK that Xbox Series X exclusives will continue to release on Xbox One over the next year or two, whilst third-party games do traditionally have a crossover period where they release on last-gen and next-gen. First-party games tend to be exclusive as their system sellers. Booty said, quote, as our content comes out over the next year, 2 years, all of our games, sort of like PC, will play up and down that family of devices. We want to make sure that if someone invests in Xbox between now and Series X, that they feel they made a good investment and they're committed to them with content. I am of two minds with this. I think it kind of makes sense, but also think it does. That's like, but my problem is that what they say in the article here, to sell a next gen console, you usually sell it by going, here's the big games for it, buy the new console for it. So now how many people won't buy the new Series X console because they're like, well, I can just play. So this article basically confirms Halo's coming to Xbox One, right? So it's like that's coming to Xbox One. Probably come to PC, if not day one, then like 6 months later or some shit. It's going to be on the Series X. So how many people aren't going to bother upgrading their Xbox consoles because they're like, what's the point?
I think Xbox is getting to a point, though, where they kind of... I think as they've said, I don't think they're seeing generations, even though it's very much a new generation. I think they're not playing for they're not playing for their console, they're playing for the Xbox brand or the Microsoft brand as a whole now, where the same with, there was never a push for anybody to upgrade your Xbox to the Xbox One X.
Yeah, but that was a new generation.
But I think the thing for them is they're seeing these two as the same thing.
Yeah.
They're saying these two they're saying the Xbox One X and this as the same thing. When they're marketing, they're seeing it as for anybody who wants to buy a console, wants to buy a new console, they're gonna go get this if they want it. But we're not gonna force anybody to do it in today's market.
But you don't go after those people. You go after the people that aren't.
But I don't think Xbox has wanted to go after them directly anymore. I think they're trying. It's very weird. It's not traditional in any way whatsoever. But I think with their
Xbox decided money's bad.
Something like that. I think with the way they're strategizing with Game Pass, where who would have thought, a couple of years ago, who would have been like, hey, just so you know, Microsoft is giving all of their exclusive are just going onto this Game Pass that people can grab for $1 for a month at the time of release. Like they're just throwing it in with that.
See, I think it would have been slight. I can understand what they're going for, but I would meet in the middle and say, be a little bit smarter about it. And how about we make like Halo and Hellblade and whatever else is coming exclusive for like even 6 months, because then you get the people that really want to play it. They're like, fuck, now I have to buy the console. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. But that's the thing. That's when you get the same people who we've just been talking about paywalling Pokemon and stuff. People are just going to complain about paywalling the game. Like
complain and they'll buy it still. They'll complain and buy it.
If you got the difference is if you have. So what's better, having say X amount of like whatever consoles, like a couple. Let's say they sell like 1 million consoles in the release window. Whatever. It's probably
crazy.
Really bad.
You're
I don't
crazy,
know numbers.
okay,
I don't know numbers. Say they sell 1 million consoles. Would you rather have 1 million consoles playing these new games you're putting out? Or would you rather 1 million consoles plus their whole current generation, like their past generation of consoles able to play these games? You're immediately broadening your possible customer base for these games.
I mean, if they're all
because then
on
they play these
Game
games
Pass.
and these, they're all on Games Pass, but it's still about getting people to play on Xbox. I think all Xbox is trying to do at the minute is get people to play games on Xbox, because for this generation, people aren't playing games on Xbox. I'm still not playing games on Xbox, and I'm a massive Microsoft fanboy. I'm playing it on my PC, which they're fine with. That's what they're like, cool, play it on your PC. Like my Xbox is literally used as I play YouTube and Crunchyroll on my Xbox at the moment, and then when I want to play a game, I switch over to my PlayStation. They don't want that to be that way anymore. They want people to use their consoles to play games and have a reason to play the games on it. It's just that's their play at the moment. Is they're just trying to get people to play on Xbox. Then they play these games on Xbox and they go, this could look really cool, or this might run better, or blah 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 on the new Xbox. I can upgrade to that so I can play this on that.
Ash, do you have thoughts on?
I mean, it seems like they're going more like the mobile phone route, where they're trying to get you into the ecosystem and then hope that that's long-term how you get stuck in the ecosystem. Like Android and Apple, obviously. Once you're in one, it's pretty hard. There's little incentive to switch. And I mean, they've devalued their exclusive so much that it really doesn't matter if it's on the new consoles or not. I don't know how much incentive it is if they're giving it away for $20 a month. I mean, it's an odd decision, but I can see why they've decided to go that way. And I mean, it's only really going to be the people who want the newest, latest, best who are going to buy the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X.
The Xbox.
Date.
I guess.
The sex.
Yeah.
The SX.
The new console when it comes out.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to be buying a PS5.
I mean, I want to get both.
I'm getting both. I'm getting both.
And I'll say it now, just out loud, so people understand my mindset. Because they'll be like, "Why do you need both?" I'll say it this way: I feel obligated because
It's
I
a
run
business
explosionnetwork.com and I feel like I have to get both. I feel like I would be silly not to get both. It's the first time we're running the fucking website where a console launch is happening. I'm sort of excited to get both and write about them.
Were we
content,
up when
whatever.
the Switch came out?
No.
It was a Switch
No.
prior.
Switch
No.
Switch release.
Okay, the website.
No, the website was. I mean, we started.
We were podcasting at that point. We weren't really doing.
We weren't doing game stuff when it
We
released.
weren't doing our full stuff like we do now.
No.
If you want to find out what our full stuff that we do now is, go to explosionnetwork.com and check it all out. There's plenty of articles, news, TV shows, all the stuff for you to.
There's no TV shows on there.
Well,
But
TV shows,
read
articles,
videos.
Yeah.
I like crumpled on the promotion bit. Okay, I'm trying to get into promotion for 2020.
Trying to
Okay,
get better at it. But yeah, so when the Switch came out, we weren't what we are now, obviously, so this counts. And in a lot of ways, I wish I had more money because even though I don't really want one, if I had the money, I would have brought like a Switch Lite just for the sake of being like able to write about it and talk about
so
it.
we could
What
talk
are you,
to
Drew
other
Agnew?
people about it.
Well, there's always just that slight part of me where I'm like, I feel like I should just be covering
I think it's
this
hard
stuff.
to. I think it's hard in today's climate if unless you're going to be a specialized podcast or outlet that's only talking about the one brand. I think it's hard to talk about either brand without having a decent idea of what's going across the other side of the pond. Like, I just don't. I think it's you have to. No, I think it's if
you
you're
can just take pot shots from the back row.
Oh,
That's great.
the Ashley Hobley way of doing it.
Yeah.
I bought this console for my brother so I could steal it whenever I want.
He's like, you're laughing now, but it worked out.
Yeah.
All right, so Xbox, good job. So for the rest of the show, for the main topic, I guess this is what the main topic is this week, I just want to talk about what we was playing on the time off, because every time I logged onto something, it seemed like Kieran was playing a whole bunch of stuff. I played a few things. I'll say now that I didn't play as much as last break, and I would say it's mainly because... What are you laughing about?
Is it because of what game you chose to play?
No. It was because, honestly, I felt more like watching movies. And I think that came down to because when I'm like at work, quote unquote, and by that I mean like we're in explosion network mode for most of the year. Obviously, I'm like playing a lot more stuff because I'm trying to write reviews for most of it. And so I was like missing a lot of stuff I would have liked to have watched, more movie time. I spent playing more games. So when I got the option, I feel like my brain was like, I don't really feel like playing games because I don't feel obligated to at the moment. So I just wanted to watch stuff. I think that's what happened. Yeah. Whereas
That's what happened. If you want to hear what Dylan watched instead of playing video games, you can go listen to What Do You Want to Watch over at explosionnetwork.com.
Is this what
Episode
Arcade
50.
Couch is now for like 2020?
It's just promotion.
40% promotion.
40% promotion.
I mean,
first episode
provide
back.
an opening like that, you got to take it.
But yeah, I'll say, so I definitely didn't play as much as I did last break, and I think that's the reason why, because I was like, I just want to watch stuff, and it's a fucking break. I can do what I want. I did play stuff. We'll get to it, but anyway, Kieran, we'll start with you because I feel like you've played the most. So I don't know where you want to start.
A lot,
just
actually.
start going through shit, I guess.
For me, I played a lot. During the dreaded Battleborn stream, because for those that didn't tune in,
That was a thing.
Battleborn's a dead game, and
Good
to
thought.
play it, you have to find people to play it with, even if you want to do the campaign mode. So for most of
sense.
that night, I just sat in queues. So during that, I then opened up Hearthstone and started playing its card battler, like its auto chess. And I got really into it. It was to the point where I was starting to look up strategies in the meta, and then I stopped myself and went, no, I'm good now. I'm good.
Straight away, I was like, Ash, why'd you turn to play that?
So I started, so that was something good because at the same time I was in kind of non-gamer thing. I kind of set myself a challenge to catch up on the Dungeons & Dragons series Critical Role, which is a fucking lot of content for me to watch. And I was like, I need things to play while I'm doing that. So I was playing the auto battler while I was watching.
You're literally
then-
describing Ash's life.
Yeah.
It's great. Multitasking.
I was like, this is the whole point
Doing
of
two
having
things at
two
once.
screens. So I did that for a bit. And
We
then,
live in the future, Dylan.
And then I wanted a different game to play while I was watching Critical Role, and I decided I'm going to play something small that I have already. And I had a copy of Concrete Genie sat here that I had bought like back on the Black Friday sale. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to put that on, chuck Critical Role on my iPad so I can just watch that and listen to that in the background. And very quickly, Critical Role was paused because I was too enveloped in what was going on in Concrete Genie, because I really enjoyed that game. It was a really fun, short experience, and I enjoyed drawing over everything and graffitiing stuff. That was very fun, and I can understand why Explosion Network gave it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10
Did you
out
play
of
that
10.
on your? You played that on your big. You didn't play that in some weird setup. You played that on your big TV.
No, I played it on my TV. So anything on
What's
my
that?
I played everything on my PlayStation on my big TV. Like
Yeah, 'cause the game's really. I was like, the game's gorgeous and
yeah,
4K. And
no,
everything.
the game's really gorgeous and pretty, and it was really fun to play around with. So I played through that. I did a weird thing because Concrete Genie was on my board of shame, so I wiped that off. And then in January sales, I picked up 2 games that were both on my to get to list.
One, I'm really intrigued to see if you're liking or not, because I've seen.
And I was like, I'm gonna forget these, and I'm not gonna touch them yet. I'm gonna play through something else, like get back to God of War, because I don't know why I'm finding it really hard to get into the groove for God of War. And then one night, I just went, fuck it, I'm gonna play Life is Strange Season 2. So I started playing through Life is Strange Season 2. So I did that in 2 days, 2 or 3 days, like spaced out throughout the course of those 2 days. Because what made the gameplay longer was I was going back and listening to our series Beyond the Strange.
Way to do it, everyone.
Because I
Where
was
can you
wanting
find
to,
that?
I was wanting to listen to what Dylan and Nick, because it was very weird not playing one of these games as it released. This is the first of these kind of episodic games where I haven't bought it on release and waited for it. I've bought it in one, and I felt really robbed of being able to talk about it with people. The conversations you get in between, I felt really robbed of that. And so I played through that. I was very shocked I finished the game. I was like, okay, I'm okay with my ending. It was morally correct. And I think I've done the right thing here. And then I listened to Dylan and Nick, and they like shit on my ending. And I'm like, I was like sat there going, and Dylan like very realistically points out the problems with this ending. And I'm like, oh,
I don't know what ending this is. So I don't know how you tell me without spoiling it.
I'll tell you after the show. But I was very like, oh, yeah, I guess that isn't a good ending then. Oh, fuck.
Should have listened. Never mind, don't listen to the podcast. I ruin everyone's home suggestions.
So
just make sure you got the correct ending.
And then I also bought Days Gone, and I was going to leave Days Gone.
I think I know which one you got. Does it involve a prison?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
How
I bought
many
Days.
endings did you shit on if you don't know which one it is?
There's like
No, he can
7
work it out.
endings.
There's like 7 there's a lot of endings apparently, and there was
They're
one
all
particular
bad?
one because Dylan and Nick were talking about which one was the quote unquote good or best ending for it all, and it was.
But it's hard simply because, like, obviously not to go too deep down.
It's a
Life is
morally
Strange
grey
but
ending.
Yeah,
Like,
the good ones are very grey. It's like there's no ending that's like everyone's happy, yay. So it's like me and Nick talked about our endings, but then we watched a video of all the rest. So I was trying to decide like which is the worst and which is like the best. And I think we decided that we got like what we thought was the best possible outcome. And the worst was like, fuck, how do people even get there? What horrible decisions can you make to end up there? You know, because it's so different to what we got. Anyway, yeah. Life's Strange, great. You liked it though?
I loved it though. I really enjoyed it actually. I really appreciated that for a Telltale or adventure game, it's getting to the point now where you kind of the choices that you make and their fallout because of those choices are very obvious. Like in other games, it's very obvious that I've made this decision, so this thing's going to happen now. Whereas in Life is Strange Season 2, there's just lots of decisions. And because this character, your younger brother, is just not controlled by you whatsoever, but is learning based off your choices, you have no fucking clue what's going to happen. There was several times where I went, What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, what? Where have I gone wrong as an older brother to get to this? So yeah, it was interesting. And then
Yes,
the other
Ash?
game. What was that, Ash?
It's just interesting that Kieran's the youngest and he's not.
I am, and I've never been an older brother. I've never had somebody.
So
I'm
naturally, you'd screw it up. Yeah.
I don't think I screwed it up.
It's just genetics.
It's just, for a couple episodes there, Daniel's a bit of a prick. Anyway, yeah, and then the last game I picked up was Days Gone, which I'm really fucking enjoying. And I'm surprised about how much I'm enjoying this game. I don't get me wrong, this game is janky as fuck still. There are still several moments where either big set piece happen or something's supposed to happen in the game, and graphically it doesn't happen. And then the audio or the characters talking in the game kind of fill in, and then I realize what was supposed to happen. Like, there was at one point, like, you open up like a coffin or something, and all of a sudden these bright lights just come out of nowhere, and I was so confused what it was. And then a couple, like, as you're like driving away, it's explaining what he saw, and you're like, oh, I did not see that at all. What the what the fuck? But there were so many things when this game came out I thought I'd like, and then at the same time, this game came out to such kind of mediocre, tempered kind of opinions to a lot of people.
I think I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was mediocre at best. So that's why I waited until I was like, oh, if I see this for like $40 Australian on the PlayStation Store, I'll pick it up. And it was in the January sale, so I was like, screw it. I'm having a lot of fun just driving around. It's got that kind of mini-map grinding, but it's not, at the same time, it's not too overwhelming. Like, it always seems manageable. Like, it's never... so far in my almost 10 hours I think I've done in it.
Fuck, you're scratching the service.
Yeah, just like it's
Are you
never...
still in the first area?
Yes, I am. Like, and I'm putting in time, and I haven't been able to play it because I like to have I like to have a chance to sit down and play it. B, if it gets too dark, I'm always like in the real world, I'm always like, now, do I actually want to play this right now? Because I'm like a freaking chicken. Like, as I described,
I feel you.
As like, no, but I think I was describing this to somebody. We were talking about horror with somebody last week on a stream. And it's like, to describe it, is like, from Nando's, you've got Ashley Hobley for horror is like lemon and herb. Like, just no attempt at it whatsoever. And I'm just like just above that, like slightly medium. I'll always give it a go, but there's a good chance that I'll nope out of it. And
I can't say I've ever heard someone describe horror, how much people like horror using a Nando's.
Like, yeah, I'm a medium where I'm like, yeah, I'll play it, but if it gets too full on sometimes, like, a lot of my missions I do during the daytime in that game, because at nighttime, I'm like, this is the worst shit in the world.
Spoilers, some story missions require you to play it at nighttime.
They do, and every time I get to one, it like switches to night, I'm like, fucking bro. And I remember
have you come across a horde yet?
There was one horde at like a medical station that they're all, that I thought, so I went to this medical station, and I was like, oh, cool, this is just another one of these, I've already done a couple, cool. I will start doing this one. I walked just above it, like the medical station's like built just like underneath like a set of train tracks. Yeah. And what I didn't know is that all the horde was asleep in this fucking train.
And they started coming out.
And they just started, and I was, that was scary moments in that game. But I'm really enjoying the skill progression. I like the story. I like some of the missions. Like, it's still clunky sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll get a mission to do one thing, I'll finish that, I'll drive away, I'll check my missions again, and there'll be a mission to pretty much go back and do the same thing again at the same place, and it's like, why is this appearing right now? Or I'll drive away from somewhere, and then as I'm down the road, it'll play an audio message from a character back at that place being like, hey, we've got a mission for you. I'm like, fuck. Like, it's just little things that I'm finding very clunky with the game, but other than that, I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun.
If I could have given honorable mentions for like my top 10 games of 2019, I definitely would have given Days Gone an honorable mention, because although I'll stand by my score because like just the bugs were unacceptable, and I'm sure they've improved them by now, but like it's from what you're saying, they're still existing. But
they're not game breaking. It's just
I had
stuff
game breaking though.
You had game breaking. Like, I've had nothing break the game for me so far. It's just stuff that's very clunky, like things happening in the game that there is no model for, or like something very strange is happening every now and then.
Loading in and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. It does happen still.
But yeah, it still came up when I was thinking about end of year stuff, because as much as I had problems and got really pissed off with the bugs and stuff, I really loved all of the characters in that game, and I loved the story, and I loved the overall world. It's like in my review, I think I described it as like the first 10 to 12 hours, like the first section of the game is like the first season of an alright TV show. You're like, yeah, there's elements here I'm liking. It's not blowing me away, but like it's a decent first season. I'll come back for season 2. And then you get to the next section of the game, as like season 2 like gets so much better. You're like, these new characters great, these new areas, this is amazing, this is great. And then the third season wraps it all up, is like by the time you roll credits on the game, you're like, I'm really attached to these characters and having emotional feelings now, and like stuff has happened, and I would totally take another season if you want to make another one. Yes, it's like such a weird like mix of stuff, but it's such a long, I think it took me like 50 hours to beat, like nearly. But you probably do it in like 30 or less if you spend less time fucking around, obviously, but
or if you just fast travel to more places.
Yeah, but then you have to use gas all the time is the problem.
You have to use gas
then
all
you have
the
to
time.
buy it and fill it up and whatever else. Plus, riding a bike in that game is generally fun, I find.
It's really fun. It is actually very fun.
Yeah, and then you have like random events happen and stuff. But when you get further in the game, because that horde... I mean, not to spoil a big thing here, but...
That's a small taste.
That's a small horde. Wait till you come across one of the big hordes, because you're just like... That's hundreds. That is hundreds of fucking zombies. Freakers, they call them.
Yeah.
Hundreds of freakers. How the fuck do I kill them all? And I'll tell you what, the first time you ever take on one of those, if I was doing like personal top 5 gaming moments of 2019 list, taking on my first massive horde would have been easily in my top 5, because it was just like thrilling, scary. You're suddenly using all your weapons and gadgets and like running and turning, like you're kiting these things around, they're jumping and smashing through shit around you, chasing you. You're like, I hate it, but it's fun. Yeah, so Days Gone's a game. Interesting game. Got anything else?
I think that's pretty much everything I have covered. I think I'm everything. I think I'm going to keep plowing through Days Gone. I'm going to keep forcing my way through God of War, which I don't want to say forcing my way through. It's just something about the gameplay loop in that game that it's just
stop playing it if you don't like it. Don't feel obligated.
No, like I'm enjoying the story itself of it. It's just
switch
like
it to easy and rush through it.
Yeah, it's probably what I should
do. It.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's my
Which I
general
thought
advice.
your words have echoed more and more to me when I'm playing games recently. Where I also randomly bought The Witcher 2 like a couple of months ago.
Oh, yeah, I saw you was playing that.
And I was playing The Witcher 2 again because I was like, I wanted to play The Witcher 3, but I was like, no, I'll play Witcher 2 first, and I'll eventually get through that, and then I'll go through Witcher 3 again. Yeah, it was just something different. And feel like though.
See how that goes. Yeah, that's 2020 karma. If you're not liking a game much and you just kind of want to enjoy the story, switch it to easy. Just fucking play the game. Who gives a shit? Fucking play a game. You're not a true gamer. Shut the fuck up. Ash, what you been playing over the break? All the chess.
I like you. Yeah, a lot. I've been watching a lot of movies and TV for content, like stuff we couldn't talk about.
Still can't talk about.
So catching up on. Still can't talk about. So catching up on that, playing. Bit of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. That's still fun. And of course, Teamfight Tactics. Still a great game. I don't think I love the elementals as much as I like the first season of the game, but it's fine. I'm getting used to it. I finished Death Stranding finally. I ended up stopping 3 hours before the end of the game. There's 2 boss battles left.
I knew this because I looked at your trophies once and I was like, why hasn't he just finished the game? I looked at your trophies. I'm like, I couldn't believe. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. So yeah, that's finished.
you like the ending?
Yeah, it was very satisfying. I like the ending. It was very satisfying. It kind of hits you over the head a little bit with certain things, and there's a lot of. I don't like where they place the credits, but that's about.
The first
it goes
credits
on too long. The first credits, yes.
Yeah, they were.
It goes
annoying.
on way too long. Yes, but yes, good game, great game of the year. I'm pretty sure we gave a game of the year.
We
that
did.
sounds
Yes,
right.
that's correct.
Yes. So yes, still good. You know, maybe I'll go back and get all those roads for Nick because I didn't build all the roads.
Could build on them. Right?
Then just jumping back into Apex. The last couple of days.
Yeah.
They've got this grand. What's it called?
I don't know. Bizarre something. I don't fucking know how to say it.
Grand Sorry or something
Yeah.
event going on at the moment where they do different random modes
Every day.
every couple of days. Yeah, the first one was like duos, but everybody gets like
Gold weapons.
golden guns. That was
Hectic.
all right. The current one, probably still, if you're listening to this day of release, is like everybody gets respawned as soon as the next ring comes in, as long as you've got somebody who's alive, which I guess keeps the game.
Black Ops did this.
Black Ops did this as well. That just keeps people in the match longer.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. But yeah, I've had a good time jumping back in. I don't think I'd play as extensively in this new map as I have in these last few days. So seeing this new map and it being little bit more vertical. I mean, it's crazy that there's like these massive multi-story buildings and there's only like 4 levels in the building you can access. But other than that, it's fun. And yeah, I don't think I played much else, unfortunately.
I saw you tweet about it either this morning or today or yesterday, and I was like, I need to actually install Apex on my PlayStation and play games with you guys because, you know.
If you turned on your PlayStation and just asked or saw us playing and jumped on, you could just play.
No, because I never check, and I need to jump on and check more. Like
Right.
I had, after recording something with Buddy the other day, Buddy was like, oh, I want to see if I can annoy people into playing The Last of Us multiplayer, and I was like, fuck
He's
yeah, I'll do
successful
that.
because he makes me play it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, then so I need to do more multiplayer stuff with you guys. So after this, I'm gonna go and install it. That's note to self.
It. Yeah.
Well,
Is it cross-plat? Is it cross-progression?
no,
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
it's
No.
not because I
So-
installed it on my PC and it's not. So
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's fine.
it's
No, the other thing I did remember, I did like a 3-4 hour session of Disco Elysium. That is a dense game with a lot of text. It's interesting, but it's a lot of reading, and it wasn't a smart decision to start playing it like 11 o'clock at night. But
yeah, this is. The
I'm
thing
enjoying it.
I can play
It is
but
the thing I feel like I need to play more of, but yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting world. The gameplay is interesting. The story is interesting. Yeah, Disco Elysium.
So your
Probably
back of the
two
box quote would be interesting.
Interesting, with like a mustache twirl or something.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, chef kiss emoji. Yeah.
Note to self: we don't let Ash provide back of the box quotes if we ever get asked for one.
All right, so I've played 2 of the things that Ash has as well. So Apex, I've been playing a fair bit of. I think I've been playing a lot of Apex, especially because I jumped in around Christmas time because they had the Christmas event on. And I was like,
Yes.
this sounds fun because obviously they announced that at the Game Awards. So that's when I jumped back in. I didn't play it at all for like the last couple months. I didn't touch Season 2 at all. Christmas event was fun. They had this new theme. Like everything's turned to ice now with the whole new maps in, whatever else. The new mode. I was playing a bunch of the tower train thing moving along, whatever. I was having fun with that. And then I've kind of just kept it up ever since then, especially because when as I was saying, I was watching a lot of movies while I was on break. But then, like, if I finished a movie at like 11 o'clock, I'd be like, I'll play like an hour of Apex. You know, it's like I don't want to commit to something else, but I'm like, I just play some Apex, and that's why I kind of just kept booting it up and doing that. I like the game. I mean, obviously, I like the game. I actually feel like it's got better. I like the new map. I feel like the new area is a lot better than the old one. It feels a lot more fuller. And I like how there's like this giant area with these giant buildings now, and there's a lava place on the opposite. Like the map just looks very. The original one was just like
Varied.
old deserty, I guess is what. Like it was just all sort of the same shit. And this one's like there's ice shit here, there's lava shit over here. If you fall into the lava, you'll die. If you do this, you'll do that. Like it feels a lot more varied as you travel around the map now. It doesn't feel like all the same area. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing Apex, obviously. Me and Ash had the hilarious thing talking about it with the tweet when I saw he was playing last night. So I was just like, this is how it works, Kieran. We don't organize it. I was like, Ash is playing Apex. I just messaged him, like, wait for me. Off we go.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I boot the game up. Off I go. This dude like dropped all these gold weapons in front of us. It was fucking hilarious. And he just quit the game. I'm spent all day trying to work out what his mission in life was.
Maybe he was just trying to 100% that trophy. The trophy list.
Possibly. I mean,
he did it and was like, yes, I can uninstall this game.
Uninstall Apex, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. I've been playing enough that I brought the Battle Pass for that too while I was on holidays because it's like $10-15 or whatever. And if I'm playing enough, I'm like, I'll spend the money, get the extra skins and whatever.
And it's good for support. If you're going to play a game, give.
Yeah, especially because it's free.
Yeah.
If it's free to play, give something back to the dev. Like,
I've spent a total of $30 on this game so far. Like I brought the first Battle Pass, I brought the third Battle Pass or whatever. So it's like, I paid $30 for this game. I've played 300 matches in, I think. And if I've played 300, Ash has played 900, so. Don't give me that look. It's probably true. You're like level 68.
I'm trying to remember because I definitely looked at the profile before.
You're like level 68. I'm level
pretty close.
45 or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be up there. Been playing some Last of Us online because Buddy's been asking me to. Buddy Watson, of course. Podcaster.
Podcaster Buddy Watson, yeah.
Podcaster extraordinaire.
Friend of the show. Yeah.
I don't know how you word it.
Contributor.
So that's been fun. Kind of over it now. It was fun for a while. I don't think I want to play anymore. Well, because I was playing it because it was new. I'm like, I'm having fun with this. Fine. I finished because it's got like the whole in-game story where you try and make it to 12 weeks or whatever, and you gotta like every now and then it comes up with challenges, and it's like if you don't complete this challenge, you'll lose all the people in your camp or whatever. But I made it to the 12th week and like completed the in-game storyline or whatever, and I got the trophy for it. And I'm like, well, I could do the other side, but then that's gonna take like another 50 fucking matches or whatever to try and do it. So I'm like, don't know if I want to. Apex is fun.
Sorry, buddy. I need you to make space on my PS4 for.
Yeah. All the games that are coming out. The Kingdom Hearts
DLC. It's coming out this week.
Damn right. Yeah. I played Disco Elysium. I've played a couple hours of that. Similarly to Ash. I'm really enjoying the game. However, I can't binge play it because it's a lot of text and it makes me tired if I'm playing it while I'm tired. Like I'd come home from work and try and play it and I'm like, I'm just sleepy now. Like I can't, and like I can't give it my full attention, and because it's like a very dense game with like a lot of serious themes and like political fucking overtones and whatever the hell else we got going on. It's like
I don't want to select every dialogue option.
I'm like
I don't want to have to.
It's like I need to be awake to play that game, but I am enjoying that. Been playing. Played Resident Evil 2. Up to the point where Mixed X shows up, and then I'll stop playing it.
You're still there. You're still there. When you made that tweet, I was like, okay, does this mean he's noped out just for the night and he'll come back, maybe do what I do, come back again when it's broad daylight outside the curtains so that you can look outside and be like, you know what, that's the real world out there, not what's going on my TV.
What would make it easier, I think, is if I played it with the sound coming through my TV, not my headphones. Because the first time that cunt shows up, bang, 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 bang.
I have heard that as soon as you get past the first couple of encounters, you get used to Mr. X rocking up and you kind of work out how to deal with him.
It took me like half an hour to get past him the first time. I ran straight from him to a safe room where I knew he wouldn't come in because there's like a save point in the room. So I'm like, surely the game won't let him come into that room. And they don't. So I'm like, cool, I've broke the game. At least I know I'm safe here.
Broke the
game. And then I just spent a lot of time like slowly opening that door and being like, I'd hear him like bang, bang. I'm like, but there's downstairs and there's upstairs. I'm like, I need to go upstairs, but is he up there or is he down here? And I'll try like slowly walk over to his stairs. And then as soon as I did, there he is, his fucking lit coat just banging up with his fucking hat on. And I run back to the room. And I did that like 50 times until I eventually like managed to run up and escape. Yeah. He's a scary dude. He's very loud. And yeah, I noped out. I want to go back because I was enjoying the game, but I definitely was like, give me a fucking anxiety attack with this dude, brother. The rest of the game is fine, you know? Right level of scares happening. Resident Evil, cool. Zombies, we shoot them. I'm out of ammo, I fucking run. I'm out of ammo, fucking run. Out of ammo, run. Mr. X shows up. What do I do?
Hide.
What do I do to you? I can't shoot you. You don't die. You're annoying. I don't like you. Get out of my life. Anyway, the game's fun. Resident Evil 2. What else I was playing? Tomb Raider. I started playing Tomb Raider. Second one, Rise of Tomb Raider.
Rise? Okay, okay.
So I started playing. Now, the story to this is because, as I talked about Arcade Couch, about how I should get a new monitor. I'm thinking about getting a new monitor. I got a new monitor. So I have a new monitor right in front of me right now as of recording, right? I got an Asus Predator monitor. And I was looking for a game to try out on it. And I tried a few bits and pieces here, a couple of which I'll discuss in a minute. One that Ash is like, oh yeah, this is the best game to try out your monitor to. Shut up, Ash! So I'll go over those in a minute. One of which was The Witcher 3, I'll say right now. I played like the first hour and a half, nearly 2 hours of Witcher 3, and I was just like, I've played like 2 hours of this. I should just stop and play something I haven't played, but I got really distracted because I started playing it from the start again. Then I was like, this game's fun. Let's just keep playing The Witcher. And I was like, it looks great on this. It looks pretty and stuff. So I did that. But then I was like, all right, game, try it this. So I picked Tomb Raider. So I've been playing it because it's on Game Pass for PC. Mm-hmm. That's how I ended up picking it.
Connection.
And it looks really pretty. It runs really well. And I'm enjoying it. Not saying I was disenjoying it the first time I tried to play it, but I've actually like fully committed to it and got past the first like hour and a half finally this time. I think I'm about 8, 9, 10 hours in. I feel like I'm getting towards the end. Like I feel like I'm on the last kind of stretch. I feel like if I
only 8 and 9 hours in and you're getting towards the last stretch.
Yeah, but I haven't been fucking around much. You know?
Oh, you've just been like motoring
no
through the
tomb raiding.
No, I've done that. Like I've done the optional. I've done like 2-3 optional tombs. I've done those, but they're not very long or hard.
But you're not like looking for like all the collectibles.
No. I'm not stunting to. I'm not stopping to like hunt stuff apart from like walking past chickens and hitting them with my crowbar or whatever and killing them. But of them, I've done optional tombs because I'm like they're fun because it's only part of the game where it's like more puzzle based and. You know, you're doing the.
So apparently, it's expected to be a 30-hour playthrough.
Yeah, get fucked.
No.
Nah, mate. Don't think
expect to like up to 40 hours to get everything done.
Have you finished it? No one here's finished it, right?
No.
No one here's finished the game, so I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm only in the game, guys.
No. I like Rise of the Tomb Raider. I think I started, and I was like, oh yeah, this is okay, cool. I'll get back to you one day, and then. I think I went through. I just didn't bother with the third one because I was like, I haven't played the second one enough. So.
But yeah, that's why I didn't bother.
Yeah, that's what everybody did. That's why you didn't sell one.
I'll say I'm having more fun. I think not getting distracted, and that is also a good reason to be playing it on my PC or Xbox compared to my PlayStation. Because if I was playing on PlayStation, I'm like, oh fuck, better get all the collectibles for the trophies and stuff. But because I'm not worrying about that, I'm just like playing the game. Doing the thing, right? I wouldn't say I'm rushing because I'm watching the story. I'm paying attention. I'm playing it on normal. I'm not even playing it on easy to try and like really rush it. I'm just playing on normal. I'm just playing the game, but I'm not getting distracted by all the side quests and all that stuff too hard. But I'm enjoying it. It's fun to shoot enemy. The bosses are shit though. That's the only part that's pissed me off so far. Bosses are terrible. It's like, oh, there's a boss. What's this one? They got armored shields. What's the next boss? It's a flamethrower, and you have to shoot him, and then shoot the red pack behind him. All right, cool. All right, that's fun. Good boss, good boss fights, team.
Good typical tropes.
Good fun. And then the last thing, unless I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am. The last thing, I tried Call of Duty Mobile. I'm gonna chuck that in. I played like half hour of that. Really, I'm only chucking this in because I really wanted to try it because I was like, it kept coming up. Like we're in season 2, season 3 started today. I'm like, fuck, Call of Duty Mobile's going off. It won the Game Award.
And it won Mobile Game of the Year.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, let me try this game to see like why people are saying it's so good. I think the best thing about it is its controls are quite. good.
Intuitive?
Like intuitive, yeah. They are quite intuitive. Like it auto fires, so it's like you do the whole. There's not like fake analogs on the screen, but it's like you touch the left side of the screen to control your left analog, and your right analog because the touching the right side of the screen. But like when you hover over an enemy with if you was aiming, it just starts auto firing. You can put it on advanced that you have to touch a button and hold it down if you want to get a bit more finicky. But I think like the fact that like it just auto fires when you go over the enemy, and it's just on you to keep your cursor then on them to keep firing. Obviously, that makes it quite fast paced and easy to pick up and play, I guess. So, I mean, I'm not going to lose hours to it. I just jumped in and tried it out so I can know what the fuck it is. But there's that. And the last game that Ash laughed about when I told you mine, when it was whatever last week or whatever, I was like, yeah, I got a new monitor, did this stuff, did all things, was trying out games, Witcher, yeah, that was fun. And then I was playing some League of Legends to try out my monitor, and Ash is like, yeah, League of Legends, Dylan, the most graphical game ever you can try out on your monitor.
I don't think I sounded like that.
Exactly what
it's
you
all
said.
about the refresh rate, Ash. God, you don't understand. It's all about seeing more in the frames than you would see, and a bigger area.
You need
of
to
the
see
screen.
more of that minions.
So the frame rate's good, right? But I definitely feel like the main thing that I was enjoying about playing it is just bigger screen.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger screen
I don't
in my face.
I don't think League is as broken. Dota 2, the size of your screen scales the size of
the map, the area you'll see.
The area you see. So it's like it's technically like you see more than other people by having a bigger monitor.
Yeah, League does do that, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, no, I don't think League does that, but I know Dota definitely does, where you can see more if you have a larger monitor. And I'm like, that's fucking
Annoying. So I played. I've put. I don't know. I played several hours of League over the holiday break. Put it that way. Still a great game.
How many t-shirts were lost?
None. Here's new age Dylan compared to old age Dylan. Someone starts talking shit in the chat. Here's what I do that I never used to do, but
Right click and mute.
Yeah. Someone in the chat. Because I just feel like an older, more wise person. I'm like coming into the map, one match. I like go over here. I fucking do something that someone disagrees with or something. Anyway, it leads to me getting killed. I get first blood. But nonetheless, right before I got first blood, this person was saying whatever I was doing was bad. They're like, look at this fucking character, whatever my character was. They're like, be a fucking idiot. Bring up the thing. Mute player. 2 minutes later, first blood me. Tempted to unmute to go, hey, dickhead. Yeah, but I feel like that's what old Dylan would have opened the chat and gone, fuckhead, who just got first blood? Yeah, better stop talking shit. I didn't use the chat once, and I think I just enjoyed it more because I would keep it open. Or, I mean, obviously it pops up, but I'd have the chat there, but I would interact with no one. The only way I'd interact with people, and I feel like Apex has helped this, the only way I was interacting was I would just ping shit. That's all I'd do. I wouldn't even write in the chat. I'd just ping like going here, doing this, defending here, enemies here, objective. People would ping stuff asking for help. I'll just go do it if I felt like it was a good move. But I would not once interact with the chat. I think that just made my whole game experience improved and less angry because I didn't have to deal with people yelling, saying, because spoilers, everyone that plays League of Legends thinks they're the best League of Legends player, but they're in Bronze 5. So it's like, you're not. That's the spoilers. I'm keen to go back and play some more actually because the new character came out yesterday, right? As of recording, or day before. And they're fucking literally like a Super Saiyan. And I brought them the character. I've got heaps of in-game characters I brought them with not real money, but I brought the character, so I want to go try them out because they turn fucking YOLO. Like they literally glow YOLO when they're like powered up in game. It's a character that literally punches shit, and I'm like, I want to go.
Cool.
Turn that classic Saiyan color.
Yeah. Yellow.
Yellow? There's a fucking E in it, Dylan. Every time.
Yellow.
Yellow, not yellow. Yellow.
I mean,
Okay.
they're just words. It's not important.
No, it's not.
It's just words.
League of Legends. There you go. Yeah, I think that's the last thing I played. And that's it. Any questions about anything random that anyone's remembered, forgot? Comments, concerns, anything you'd like to say? First episode back.
an hour of Darwin Project, the new free
Oh, yeah, I
game
forgot about
dropped
that.
on PlayStation.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
not really. It's a not as good version of Fortnite it's Fortnite with no weapons. It's Fortnite with less thing to cut down. But you need to cut down things.
Let me explain this because I forgot I played this as well. For people who don't understand this game,
It was last night.
this is true. The game is Fortnite-ish, so you have to like cut down trees and gather stuff, and then you build stuff. You need to build fires to like stay alive after a certain amount of time, or else you'll freeze to death. You need to build like arrows, like with wood you cut down. So you're not building structures; you're building like abilities and items and weapons. And
so it's like bringing in the elements of a survival game, into
a battle royale.
Yeah.
But the thing that stood out to me in my one match.
Oh, it was that good. It was that good. It deserved one match.
One person, so there's a director, and you can queue up as the director once you hit level 5 in the game. So it's not unlocked straight away. But when you queue up as the director, I'm not fully aware of what exactly you're able to do as the director. But what you can do is you can talk to the players. Like you're literally the person overseeing the battle royale. Like think of the Hunger Games and you're like the controller.
Yeah.
And I had like a 10-year-old kid. So, and they were really into it. So this is why I'm like, I kind of like the game because I can tell this kid's having a lot of fun with it and they're really getting into it. But I'm like, the game's very janky and I'm having a lot of problems with it. But this kid would be like the game starts and it comes up down the bottom, it's like with a little headphone. That's how much time they've got to speak to older players or whatever. But it's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, about to start the match and you better watch out because there's only one that's going to survive and come out the winner on top of the match. Like literally like that. And I was like they're really trying to like role play, I guess, as like this director role. Yeah.
Yep.
And then like randomly other stuff would happen. They would be like, and he would come back in. He's like I was doing something at one stage. He's like, oh, hey, you're not doing so well over there, number 4. You might need to upgrade your axe and do other things and all that. Like, I'm like, what? Does he just like randomly get to talk to other players and whatever else? And then another point, he's like, oh, it looks like there's a lot of characters over in D section. My trigger finger, my finger's getting ready to press this red button and make it explode. You better get out of there. Like it was just so, I'm like, oh my God, can I turn it off? It's part of the game. What the fuck do I do? So that was my one match experience with
That sounds like a good game if you could just get like a private lobby with just a bunch of friends. Like that, if it was
only 10 people in the match, I think.
It's only 10, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, just
I don't have 10
like
friends.
One, like, I'd love to just get a whole heap of friends and just be just be a douchebag to everybody.
Like,
yes? What was that, Ash?
What was that, Ash? Go on. Don't be holding back arcade.
It's raining.
Raining. Raining, he says. It's raining.
It's raining. I'd like to know what you're about to say there, Ashley.
Nothing nice.
That's fine. That's normal. It's fine. It's fine. Go on, Ashley. It's fine.
I don't even know anymore.
You were going to say you're a douchebag
the base
anyway?
idea, and then it's just gone.
Anyway, that'll do it for the first episode of 2020. Off to a Rickrolling start. Thank you for joining us on the couch this week. Make sure to check out explosionnetwork.com. Of course, we've plugged it about 20 times so far this episode. In case you missed it, explosionnetwork.com/best of 2019. All of our best of 2019 stuff is available. Game of the year we spoiled as Death Stranding, but you can see the rest of the top 10 list, of course, over there. Review Arcade Couch on Apple Podcast or Podchaser or whatever service you use if it allows reviewing. I'm sure there's other ones that I'm not aware of. Follow Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. You can join our Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. Follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, Vivaladil. You can follow Kieran on Twitter at Ringo. And you can follow Ash on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEY. And we will see you here next week, same time, same couch.